Um, the other, the other business that you're starting is basically the Abdi Boro. And can you tell us a little bit about, what that is, and maybe explain a little bit about how long it's been since started, or what the future plans are?
Okay, it's a good question. What Abdi Boro is just like the name, is hope of the future.
Yeah.
And the idea was to bring Oromos together.
Yeah.
You've seen it back home. They formed Awash Insurance Bank, Awash Bank, and so many Oromo organizations. But how come those of us who are in diaspora in the free world cannot operate in that premise, in that kind of thinking? So that's the reason that I actually in trying to push this market, the idea of Abdi Boro. The first thing is there would be an Abdi Boro Investment Group LLC.
Yeah.
That's going to be formed in Minneapolis. That organization, which is the Abdi Boro USA, and what happens is you have Abdi Boros in different states that, let's say you're in Denver, the best market there is to get into convenience store business, or almost get together. We show them how to package the business, how to legally protect themselves, how they formulate their companies, what kind of type of companies need to be LLC, C corporation, S corporation, whatever those things are. We'll educate them about that and give them the tools, even pay for all those legal fees that would cost to make them a viable business. The other aspect is the Abdi Boro USA idea, which is to establish an Oromo community bank in Minneapolis. With that idea, which before this Oromo Congress this summer, it would be a legitimate company. We're going to start selling shares that you can actually start being part of a bank that affects every Oromo. You can get your mortgage from there, you can get your credit card from there, you can get your business loan from there. And somebody would ask me, what do we need a bank? Bank of America, Wells Fargo, everything is around. But one thing you have to understand, if you go to the Chinese community, if you go to the Jewish community, if you go to the Pakistani community, one thing they figured out is that this conglomerate of banks do not understand their culture, do not understand their market, do not understand their product. So what we do with Abdi Boro is, you want to start selling Budena. What does a Bank of America know about Budena? He doesn't care. But we know what it means. Let's say you have a garage, but we know by nature, our people like to go to the same guy they know. The Muhammad down the corner, instead of Meineke, instead of the other companies. So we know he has the best clients. Of course, he doesn't keep books like he should or whatever, but that's one of the things the bank will tell him. We'll lend you the money, but as you go forward, we'll teach you how you keep your books, how you grow. So the bank not only is a lending institution, but it actually have a vested interest in making that garage a good, formidable garage that can open up franchises, that can grow in the future to different locations. So we teach them, we're going to grow up. So I am a firm believer that the community bank will change the face, fundamentally change where we are mentally, where we are socially, where we are culturally, eventually where we are politically. Think about that. If we don't have money, if we don't control the economy, you don't control anything. So from that aspect, I'm going to push the bank idea. And once the things come to fruition, I'll go around the communities around the country and I'll introduce what it is. Everybody has an opportunity to buy a share in the bank. So the Abdi Boro's name idea is that.
When you say everybody, who's everybody that can buy a share?
Good question. When we started this idea, we said a minimum of $1,000 is will be invested. Can we discriminate? Maybe we can't, but our preference, we'll do whatever it takes. Our preference is to keep it Oromo-owned bank. Okay. The other question I was asked is, are you going to do business with the Amaras or the Tigrayus or the other ones? Of course, I'm here for business. So the idea was, if somebody wants to open up an Ethiopian restaurant somewhere in Minneapolis, we're going to finance it because we understand that business. A Somali guy wants to open up a barbershop, we can understand what that business is. We're going to finance that business as well. But the idea was, we said $1,000 in Oromos, and then we figured, my goal idea of my foundation and my idea was, how do we incorporate the youth? The youth don't have $1,000. So we came up with a scheme. Once everything is approved, you can have $50. You can participate.
can have ownership in the company.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll give you a payment arrangement to get to that $1,000 level, because you'll be exempt because you're a student. You'll be exempt because you're a toddler. I mean, they have some kids who came up to me in Minnesota who has $20, $30. You're telling me I can't be, and how are you going to tell them you're not Oromo? You're not going to be part of the bank? The idea is to educate the youth so that they can come and be part of our new generation that can actually be in control of our destiny in the future. So we're going to incorporate everybody who's willing and understand the cohesiveness that it needs for the company to flourish. We're going to incorporate. So every Oromo is invited and challenged.
You mentioned earlier, as an example, Awash Bank, and I hear that actually started by your father. Is that true?
What happened was my dad was a founder of an organization called Odda Share Company.
Yeah.
A lot of people would know it would be the first company. And Awash Bank happened to be the first private bank to open after the government changed the banking policy. And then Awash is the parent company of Awash Bank, and then out of that came Awash Insurance. And after that, the company has gone to real estate, gone to a lot of different businesses out of that. So my dad was about 17, 18 years ago as the founder of the Odda Share Company. Yes.
Okay. So in regards to the Abdi Boro, the banking is basically, people will invest their money, will learn how to invest their money, because even in American stock market, people have, that fear. Again, it all comes down to fear when it comes to doing something. And that fear is, how can we be sure, the business that you're doing is going to be successful? How will I know if I get a return on my investment? I'm sure it will be some question that will come up in people's mind when they try to decide if they can invest in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say to those people? Not necessarily give out all the secret about the business, but what would you say a little bit about that will ease their fear level, so that way they will invest into the bank?
It goes back to the idea of actually education.
Yeah.
And one of the things we do, you see Kamar and you see everybody singing. When we do these parties, we just don't do parties. We go there and we educate them about business. We educate them about Abdi Boro, what it means.
Yeah.
So we actually starting that. So if you question anything, if you say is this an investment that I'm going to lose or whatever, question it. You should challenge everybody. You should challenge me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't own the bank. I'm only going to be like you. I might have more share than you do, but I'm just a shareholder. Yeah. So once the bank is formed and the board of trustees and the board of directors are formed, you would know what the company structure, what kind of business model does it have. And not only that, I was even asked the question, how about the Muslim community? Because Oromos have a lot of Muslim in our community. Muslims it's haram to borrow money. Mike, how are you going to address that? And we did that already. We hired a consultant out of New York that actually knows about how to integrate the Muslim aspect of the bank and the non-Muslim banking, how to integrate it so that both could be in one, two business models could work in one umbrella. So all those things are addressed, and the question for people to say, I'm going to lose, anything you're going to lose. It's America. This is not a charity, this is a business. Is there a possibility that we can go broke? So what? Yeah, we are. We can, it's possible. But the idea is we're working not to go broke, we're working to succeed, we're working to actually to be a conglomerate eventually. So those questions are valid questions. They should be asked. They should challenge whatever community they go to. Whenever someone mentions Abdi Boro, they should challenge and question those things definitely.